Hello everyone, this is the TV series Linis S. The girl accidentally gained the ability to see lines indicating the number of partners. A young girl named Hyun lives in an apartment where the windows are covered with cardboard, as she has an amazing ability to see red lines that indicate the number of partners. At the same time, the forces extend not only to live interaction, but also to television. So on one of the shows, the company's employees assure a man that they have only a working relationship in their team. This power appeared in childhood, but it wasn't until she got older that she realized what it meant. One day, her mother found the drawings and was able to guess what these lines meant and why she eliminated her husband. And when Hyun realized that knowing about red lines could take someone's life, she decided not to tell anyone about it. However, this is not the only power she has. Hyun is also immortal. And since it's necessary to live somehow, Hyun got the goal of finding out where the red lines came from and whether someone besides her sees them. Her thoughts are interrupted by a neighbor. She moved here a couple of days ago and the hotels are being distributed to the neighbors. And since Hyun doesn't want to talk to her, she just leaves the fruit and leaves. After waiting for the neighbor to leave, Hyun opens the door and takes the fruit. At this time, Detective Ji drives up to the police station. Hyun saw him when he offered his niece a ride. Ji is a master at magnifying red lines. So one day his colleague offers to come to her wedding. As for his niece, Sang-ah, things are not going well at school. She is being attacked by freaks. A little later, Ji arrives for a new case. The house was in a big mess, although things were lying flat. And it feels like it's staged. Neighbors saw a man in a helmet walking into this apartment. They're already at the station trying to figure out what the motive could have been, but they don't have any leads. Dongshik heard that the girl had a boyfriend, but they broke up a year ago. In the evening, they talked about this case on TV, and Hyun saw a man wearing a helmet. And since he only has one ring, Hyun noticed him right away, especially the person on the spot, obviously trying to eavesdrop on what the reporter was saying. And then everything became more serious. The biker stopped in front of Hyun's house and went into the apartment of a neighbor, which Frogty gave her. Hyun called at 9.11 to report the danger, and then the couple began to have fun by increasing the number of lines. A new day is coming. Sin asked Ji for money. He immediately realized that his niece was being bullied, but she didn't say anything and locked herself in the room. Dongshik also called him with the news that a man talking about a man in a helmet had called on 9.11. Moreover, the call came from the house opposite. It's so lucky that Ji lives here. He goes to check on his strange neighbor Hyun and is asked to tell her everything she knows. Hyun replies that she just imagined it. This evening, another biker enters Hyun's house, already from the same line and staring intently into Hyun's peephole. Dongshik found out that the guy eliminated was a high school teacher. What is he? I even found a photo. Ji realizes that he saw this man in Hyun's entrance. After work, Dongshik went to check on this man. The door seemed open, and one room was very strange. Before he can say anything to Ji, Ong Chen attacks him. After a couple of minutes, the biker leaves the house and goes into the next one. It turns out that he is also a power holder and wants to remove all lines by eliminating people. Hyun ruined his plans, and even though he hurt her, at the same time Hyun Ji arrived and saw through the window what was happening in the house opposite. He immediately rushed to help, firing several accurate shots. With the last of his strength, the man said he wouldn't disappear. This made it clear to Hyun that there are other people who see the lines. However, this man has now been eliminated, which is why it is impossible to get information about him. On this day, Hyun rethought his worldview. But what if the threads on the contrary help save other people? She takes off her glasses and the whole sky turns red. And there's a message on the phone. You and I are similar. Come to Benu School. The next day, Sin saw Hyun read out the Valentine card that Sin had given Jungwon. She couldn't stand it and attacked the girl. Teacher Lee heard the screams and stopped the fight. Moreover, she told Sin that she shouldn't act like that. Before leaving, Sin notices the glasses and takes them for himself. It turns out that Danchik is still alive. He just beat him up. Even after completing the case, Ji is sure that they definitely missed something. He will not understand the reason for the elimination. Ji comes to his house and examines the room more carefully. It's not just red, it's lines, and there are so many of them that the overall color has turned red. At the same time, Sin, already wearing new glasses, is trying to break the line that she began to see above her head. And then Ji came into the house and she was literally half dead and running away from home. Hyein sees Sam looking at the sky and talking about something. Sin walks through the streets, looking at all the lines. She quickly guessed what it was and even grinned at the sight of Ji. In anticipation of new discoveries, she goes to study, where she learns that many people are now considered vile for her. And when she saw the line leading behind the wall, she wondered who was there. But it would be better if she didn't find out. Today, their class is joined by newcomer Hyein. Ji checks Dolka's things and doesn't find the glasses. Then he arrives at the school where Hee-chan worked. He wonders if he was wearing glasses. Lee had never seen him wearing glasses. On the roof, as always, the freaks led by Ho-young caught up with San. But Hyein stepped in from behind Sin and explained that they should get away from them. Ji checks the bar where Ong-chen went. The bartender says that at first he was an ordinary person, and then suddenly he started talking by himself. Moreover, he was completely sober. He repeated the numbers 1, 2, 3. Once he even got into a fight with one client. That day, Hee-chan counted the lines above their heads. The men didn't like it and a fight started. The bartender adds that he is always on the snare. I didn't have time to leave, as it became possible to enlarge the lines. Although Sing finds Hyein on the street, who mocked her and immediately made a compromise with their teacher. But she doesn't care at all, because she won't be punished. You seem to have forgotten that we are not completely summer. The teacher will be punished in Korean, but I'm not, you fool. Then Sin chose a new teacher target, to whom she sent a picture. Everything instantly shrank to the state of an atom, and then a message appeared. There are 20 million ready. Sin got into the taste and started making compromises on other teachers. Hyein guessed that all these quarrels weren't happening for nothing, and her gaze fell on San's glasses. And when Hyein asked about the lines, Sin was very surprised. She needs information about exactly where she found these glasses. Sin replies that someone planted the locker. Anyway, Hyein is not going to give the glasses back. It's too dangerous. Khan rips them out and takes them for himself. She intends to open everyone's eyes to their affair. Later in the evening, Han picked up on San and stole her glasses. She put them on and immediately realized how they had been burned. San noticed the loss, but her teacher wrote to her, with an offer to take the money. I tried to negotiate with the girl, explaining my difficult financial situation. Before he could finish, his wife texted him on the phone, which sent this photo. He thought that Sin had done it and threw him down in anger. Thanks to the fact that Sona called Hyein before that, she was able to find her and call an ambulance. Already at the hospital, Hyein tells Ji that Sana did not personally fall. The next day, Kim's teachers find glasses on their desk, and after trying them on, they see the lines. Lee tells Ji that the students who bullied Sin have disappeared somewhere, except for the guy she went out with on Lin Zhou's last day. He tells Ji that Sin offered to take the picture herself. He remembers that after the photo she jumped up and ran away. Saying that she was missing something, Ji looked through the notes and noticed Ho Yeon. Kim is going to move to another strange one, and before that, she's going to stay with her sister for 1 week. After the evening dinner, the brother-in-law behaves strangely. He picks up the phone every now and then. And then Kim saw a line leading to another floor. Kim wanted to know where it led, but the man stopped him. Upon returning to work, Kim saw that their local celebrity Lee had no lines at all. It even surprised him, although other people also surprised him, but in their own way. And then Kim traced the apartments where the line led. There's a girl who's obviously been talking to her brother-in-law. He used the mailbox to find out her name, Quack. And even though it was the day of Kim's mother and sister's wake, the man wasn't there. He told his wife that he was away for work for a couple of days. But Kim knows what kind of job it is. He tracked down the man and confirmed his suspicions. Kim gives him one day to tell his sister. Otherwise, he doesn't know what he's going to do to him. And then Kim went to Quack's page, where there was news about the baby. Kim ran to his sister to tell her everything. But as it turned out, she already knows everything. And she blames Kim, as if he had ruined her life. As his brother-in-law, instead of helping his sister, went to Quack, Kim couldn't stand it and hit him. My sister asked me to stop, and then she confesses that this man is the husband of that woman. She's the other girl. Kim ordered him to leave his mistress and return to his wife. That's what the man did. I found a mention of glasses in Sunjin magazine. He asks Hein to tell him what it means and what can be seen on the deafs. Hyung answers the thread. But that's where the first part comes to an end. If you want to know how it ended, write about it in the comments and be sure to subscribe. Well, we'll be back soon. Bye!